fourth mistake was not a mistake of Dan, this business owner, because he planned for taxes pre-sale, but not everybody does it. Another client who actually did it right, he was getting ready to sell and he had 2 years until most likely the sale date was. And what they also did was they would regularly give to charity. But part of their tax reduction plan was to pre-fund their charitable giving during these last 2 high income years and business sale years, and give away a percentage of the business actually before the sale. That helped a lot on taxes. And it might sound complex, but it happens a lot. There's a lot of firms out there that can do it and do it with not much cost. But this lowered their taxes big time, and it helped on the sale as well. And then they had pre-funded this giving fund that took care of the next 30 years of giving. It was their donor advised fund, and they granted it out to charity, all the charities and churches they wanted to, year after year after the sale. Now, if you have some investment real estate, listen to this quick story about a different client. He was having lunch. I'll share my screen. He was having lunch with his friend, and this guy had a problem. He had a donation. He wanted to make a donation to a charity, a cause that he cared about, but all of his money was tied up in non-liquid assets, right? And he didn't have the cash available for the donation. So he was at lunch with one of his business partners, and they owned this building 50-50. And the one who needed the cash asked this one, hey, would you ever be interested in owning 5% more of this building? And the building was cash flow positive and a really great investment. So he said, yeah, in a second I'd do it. Why? And this guy said, great. What I'm going to do, put 5% in my donor advised fund, and then you can buy that 5% from them. So the end result of this is he was now 45% owner. He was 55% owner, and he also had $100K in his donor advised fund to then grant out to charity. So sorry for the bad drawings here, but that's one way to explain it. So if you're real estate, again, talk to a CPA, talk to your investment experts, but that could be interesting. But also, if you've already sold and you missed the tax, some of these tax reduction techniques or strategies, there's still other ones related to tax and estate planning that you won't want to ignore. But let's get on to mistake number 5. And this is more legal related. And that is, once you have the liquid monies that's outside of the business after the sale, not reviewing everything through the lens of, say, the asset protection or creditor protection could wind up badly, right? This could often be a bigger risk than anything investment related or anything, any of the tax risks. So that's an important one. Then number 6 is related to estate as well. And that is just handing the wealth to unprepared heirs, right? So we're thinking a little bit more in the future here, but you want to have things set up because you're creating this estate plan. And a lot of times estate plans and the attorneys involved, it's focused on legal and taxes, right? But sometimes it's not always focused on what's the conversations around what's best for each family member. You know, there's a difference between estate planning and then wealth transfer. Estate planning is arranging the management and all the disposal of the assets in the estate in life and after death. And the focus is estate tax, lowering that, and income tax, lowering that, right? It's the legal documents and the tax planning and asset distribution. That's the focus of estate planning. But wealth transfer, on the other hand, that goes beyond just distribution of assets. It's really about passing the values, the life lessons, the family history, and then also charitable intentions alongside just with the financial wealth. It's some of the intangible things that you want to pass on. And both of those, estate planning and wealth transfer, should be working together.